Hey guys, it's Parsifal. I also go by Will, and I am back with another mini rant video. And this video has been brought to you by, we're not sponsored by anything, but I keep getting advertisements on my social media for American Express, and I am big mad about this because American Express's new ads are all about think big, shop small, hashtag shop small, and it's all about supporting your local small businesses. And I hate this. So, for a little bit of context, because I just jumped straight into this rant, I am a retail person on my day job. I've been working retail for 13 years. Um, going on no, I've been working retail for 14 years, going on 15 years. I've been working retail a long time. And a good chunk of that, about a decade of that, was private retail before I moved to corporate retail. And so I have worked for small businesses for a long time. And I have had to deal with American Express. I've had to deal with the complications in accepting American Express. And the American Express ad to think big, shop small, and support small businesses is absolutely ridiculous. I hate it, and it's not exactly false advertising because I did look into this recently after finding these ads, but it is just very, very misleading. Um, and let me explain to you why, and why I hate this ad with such a passion. Because I've gotten this ad both on Spotify and Twitter. Um, the reason that this bothers me is that a good amount of small businesses won't take American Express. Now this is expanding because, as I said, this is somewhat new. American Express has just in the past year rolled out a new initiative so that more small businesses can accept American Express, and so more small businesses are able to do so now. And so it is true that you can support more small businesses these days with American Express. However, this idea that you should be using your American Express to shop small is not a good idea, even if they're expanding it, because it's not all small businesses are going to be accepting American Express. And this goes back a few years. If you have been shopping your local retailers in your area, your local mom and pop shops, you might I don't know who in my audience has an American Express. I think most of my audience is young adults and teenagers. But American Express is a fancy card, basically. Like, it's associated with wealth and prestige. And a lot of older people have one if they want to be fancy. And you may have, if you've worked retail or small business retail, you may have encountered the statement like, oh, we don't take American Express. We take Visa, Master, and Discover. Visa, MasterCard, and Discover. Excuse me. I work retail. This is part of my spiel. I should be able to say it correctly, shouldn't I? And the reason behind this is that small businesses often work on very thin margins. They don't have large margins that they can play around with. If they don't have if they have to pay expensive fees for something, then it may not be possible for them to survive day to day. It might be very difficult for them to actually have any profits because they have to pay fees. And let me explain to you guys a thing. When your small business is taking charge cards, taking American Express, taking Visa, taking MasterCard, taking any sort of credit card, there is a transactional fee for the merchant. It is called a swipe fee or an interchange fee, I think. And every single credit card has this fee. For Discovery, I think it's 1.5 to 2.5 or 1.5 to 2.15-ish per transaction, percent. And for Visa and MasterCard, it's about 2 to 2.5%. And this is basically a small fee that the the like company takes so that you as a small business get paid and they can charge the card. And if you guys are familiar with how PayPal takes fees for work transactions instead of like transferring from friends to family, it's kind of like that. It's like a PayPal fee. It's if you are a small business, this is something you have to account for when you are choosing what swipe card reader to purchase. And for a long time, American Express had a very high fee. It was like 3.5% or something. I believe in 2020 they have reduced it down, so it is now about, I think it is about 2.5 as opposed to on the lower end as opposed to Visa and Mastercard's like 2.25. But it's still the most expensive out of the AMEX, Visa, Mastercard, and Discovery. So they pulled out this new thing and they're like, yeah, we have like achieved virtual parity with these other cards, so we are able to, match them in their fees, but they're still the most expensive. And for a long time, when small business retailers were signing up to accept cards and trying to figure out what cards they were going to accept in their reader, American Express was just too expensive. Because of their higher fees, it meant that paying those fees would put the small business into a margin that they couldn't afford because it was too expensive to be able to work within those fees. It's like if I am doing stuff with PayPal and I need to make $15 per commission and I need to do like 5 commissions a month to meet my PayPal goal, and PayPal keeps taking $3 out of every commission, this is not going to be reasonable for my ability to make money because they're just taking so much. That's not actually the amount of PayPal fees, but I'm using that as an example. So this is why a lot of small businesses don't take American Express, because they were super expensive in the last decade, before the last decade or so. And in 2020, they reduced their fees, so more small businesses are taking American Express because their fees have gone down. But also a lot of older small businesses still won't take it because they haven't updated their machines to take it. They haven't heard about this change. They haven't considered changing, or for whatever any amount of other reasons, they just haven't swapped over, so they still don't take American Express. The newer small businesses might take American Express, but not all of them, and certainly not most small businesses will take American Express because it literally just changed in 2020. I think they had a smaller reduced fee starting around 2015, but this is still very recent in business years. It's ridiculous. And so I find this advertisement of, oh, support your small businesses by using your American Express to be frankly ridiculous, because you can't. Most small businesses won't take American Express. Most mom and pop stores won't take American Express. Heck, even some smaller chains, even if they're a corporate chain, won't take American Express because it's expensive, or rather it used to be expensive. If you are working freelance and you're an independent artist, if you guys go to, or used to go to anime conventions, because it's currently 2021 and anime conventions haven't been a thing for about a year because of global reasons, you might be familiar with the fact that no one in artist alleys takes American Express. Farmers markets, indie design fests, independent small places do not take American Express usually. And it's for the same reason, because it's expensive. And it might be well, Will, why are those fees so high? Well, let me explain that to you as well. American Express fees are so high because most American Express cards are not credit cards. And I know that may be a little bit weird sounding because most people associate American Express with credit cards. Very wealthy, expensive credit cards. And some of them are, but a lot of them aren't. A lot of American Express cards are actually charge cards, and that is different than a credit card. A charge card is similar to a credit card, except instead of paying off part of your credit card bill and accumulating interest on the part you haven't paid, you need to pay off the entirety of that bill at the end of every month. So you accumulate no interest. If you are accumulating no interest, American Express isn't making money off of that interest. As a result, their fees have to be through the roof. They get most of their money through annual fees and through fees like the interchange fee from the swiping at like restaurants and retail stores. And that's how they get a lot of their money. And so it makes sense for their fees to be high if that is their primary way of, you know, earning money. But it also means a lot of small businesses just don't take American Express. And it's probably going to be a while until they start taking American Express. It's probably going to be a couple of years, maybe a decade, for most small businesses to be accepting American Express for the reasons I listed. And it's not a lie for these ads to be saying support your small businesses, use your American Express. But it is very tone deaf to the culture of retail and small businesses. And I know this for a fact because I have been working small businesses for a while. I am a freelance artist. I'm not any sort of business expert, but 14 years of retail and helping to manage and run small businesses will give you this knowledge whether you want to or not, especially if you are, again, being trained for dealing with management positions and or being trained to like have this knowledge. I was going to like shop meets when I was 7. This is stuff that I learned very quickly, I guess. And it's not common knowledge, but this is also why a lot of small businesses don't take American Express and why the ad annoys me so much. But yeah, that's basically the end of my rant. I don't like that ad. I have blocked it on Twitter. I would like to figure out how to block it on Spotify. So hey, if you know how I can tell Spotify I specifically do not want to hear this specific ad, please let me know down in the comments. That's great. I don't want to get Spotify Premium just to tell them I don't want to hear the American Express ad because I do use free Spotify. But hey, if you know how I can tell Spotify to not give me that specific ad, that would be great. If you've worked retail and you have any experiences with like people getting mad that you don't take a certain card, let me know. Talk to me down in the comments. If you found this interesting, let me know down in the comments. But yeah, also, as a note, I'm not saying American Express is bad or anything. I have no opinions on specific credit card companies or brands. They're all just kind of part of retail, so I admittedly don't think about the complications of them too much. But, no, this particular thing just bugged me because we don't take American Express was a thing that I've been saying for 10 years, and so it very much bugs me. But yeah, thank you guys for listening to this little mini rant. I guess it's not so many, it's like 13 minutes long, but I will send you guys to the outro. Bye-bye!
Well, that's the end of this video. As usual, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below in the comment section, or contact me on any of my social media, which is linked in the description below. I also have my Patreon there if you guys want to throw a monthly donation at me. Thanks so much for your support. I'll see you next time. Bye!